Did your whole family move with you to Kenya?
Yes. So when we left Somalia, all my family members, my mom and my 7 siblings, moved together to the refugee camp in Kenya.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot of siblings.
Yes.
Why did you go to Kenya first before the U.S.?
So when you become a refugee, the first thing you try to do is try to find safety in the most nearest place, and geographically Kenya was way closer than USA.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Kenya was the country that was next to Somalia, and that's where we could get to soon.
Okay, that's pretty smart. And then what kind of challenges did you have in the process of coming to the U.S.?
The challenges we faced going through the resettlement process, which is the process where any refugee who's determined eligible to be resettled in America goes through, is the process is extremely long. So we spent almost 8 years going through the process. So it was a pretty challenging process of just going through the same interviews and the same repetitive processes over and over again, coming to the States.
How long after coming to Kenya did you start trying to come to the U.S.?
So when we were in Kenya, the United Nations, the UNHCR actually determined our family eligible to come to another country. So we started the process a year in, but we didn't find out. So the way it usually works is the countries decide who they want to resettle. So they actually select from a pool of many refugees who they want to bring.
Okay.
So we didn't get to find out, or we didn't actually have a choice of saying if we want to come here, or so it was kind of decided for us that the United States wanted us to come, and we started the process a year in, and took another 8 years.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Was the process of seeking refuge in Kenya different from the process of seeking refuge in the United States?
Yeah, it's different because when you arrive to Kenya, you go through the interview and the checkups and everything while you are in a refugee camp. But if you arrived in the USA and started that process, you would automatically get a criminal record for showing up without proper documentation. So it's different, but it's the same process in a way. The only difference is that when you seek resettlement in Kenya or another country, you finish the process over there. So by the time you arrive here, everything has been completed.
Okay.
But when you come to the States, you have to start that, and you have the potential of going to jail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So now we have some questions about your program. So how did you come up with the Bridge program?
When did I come up with the Bridge program?
Or yeah, how did you?
So yeah, the Bridge program basically started from realizing that there's a lot of misconception about refugees, and people really not understanding or knowing their refugee neighbors. And after I encountered somebody who didn't understand us, to put it in a good way, and finding out that by just having a conversation with somebody and telling my story, it kind of made us at least be civil and understand each other better. Okay. So I wanted to create that experience where people can get to know the refugee neighbors, and at least to know that anybody who came here as a refugee, and just trying to make sure that the community stays connected. that's why I decided to come up with the bridge program. It started just with my family, and now there's about 27 other families who are hosting people.
Okay. So what do you think are some of the common misconceptions that American people in general have towards refugees, and do you think that's why that Americans are so hostile towards them?
The common misconceptions about refugees that American people face is that people think that it was a choice that we had, that we wanted to just come to America and live this amazing life. People don't realize that a lot of the people who come here have faced a life-threatening situation where they had no other option to stay alive than to be here. So that creates a misconception about people thinking that it was like a choice that one day people decided, hey, let's go to America. And it's usually not like that. It is usually a long lead up to why somebody decides to become a refugee or seeks refuge in another country.
Okay. Have any refugees you've come in contact with through your program impacted your life in a positive way?
Yes, almost everybody. Every refugee person who comes here comes with a culture and a story and a perspective that's different than what your everyday perspective is. So it has given me growth in the sense that I'm learning more ways to solve the same problem from different perspectives. Having people with culture is making me educated about the world. And the families have amazing stories that keep me humble and excited about what America can be like.